How's it going, everybody? It's Monks here, and I'm going to be going over the best pro settings secrets on PC. I'm going to go over the graphics settings so you can get the best FPS and you can still retain quality. And then we're also going to go into the aiming settings so that way you can go in there and have the best aim. Because I used to use high sensitivity and using like 85 sensitivity, and that's not good. So I'll show you guys in this video what you guys need to do to change up your settings to improve your game. All right, let's get into this. All right, everybody, now we're going to be getting into these graphics settings first. And I use 90 field of view because I don't like it being so zoomed out. Some people do prefer like around 108 to 115 because that's around CSGO settings, and a lot of pro players are playing like things like CSGO and stuff like that. So for the most part, people are using 108 to 115, but I preferably use 90. And then brightness, obviously that's really going to be up to you. And the HUD, obviously you want that out to the edges. You don't want that in. Let's see. Now we're going to get to the graphics. Now, resolution, you're just going to want to use 100 so that way you're not like tearing up your GPU and causing it to freaking, take up more performance than it needs to. It can make it look nicer, but you can still have really great looking graphics. And you're just obviously going to use whatever monitor size that you got. I'm using a 1440p, so that's what I'm going to be using. A lot of people will be using 1080p. Let's get down to, frame limit. You're just going to set that to whatever your like actual monitor's FPS is. So you just set it to that, because if you're going to be like live streaming and stuff like that, and if you're going to be pushing those frames, you only really want to be pushing those. You don't want to be pushing extra, so that way you don't like bottleneck your CPU while you're streaming. So you can get great playing performance, it's not too laggy and everything, and you can get the FPS that you actually want to get. And then obviously in the menu you're going to set 60, and then out of focus, like when it's just sitting there, 30, so that way it's not like eating up your GPU if you like left or something. It's not burning it up or nothing. Alright, so texture resolution, I use high. Anisotropic, you can use, well, if you're using like a 1080 Ti, 1080, around that 1080 range, or 2060, you want to go like medium. Particle quality, you can leave that high, it doesn't really affect it very much. Bullet impacts, you can leave that because I don't affect it too much, but you can disable it. Tessellation, I disable that because it does take up quite a bit of processing power, so disable that, and that's kind of a pointless feature, just like makes it look fancy kind of thing. And you don't really notice too much of the detail while you're running around anyways. And then shadow map, you're going to put it to normal because shadows can do quite a bit on your GPU, and it's going to look about the same really anyways if you put it on normal. Catch spots shadows, catch sun shadows, you're going to disable those. Well, I guess you can enable them, because if you got enough RAM, if you only got like 8 or 16 gigs RAM, you could probably disable that, but because it holds into the RAM. If you got like 32 gigs RAM or stuff like that, you can enable it because that will help you out a lot, which I'm actually gonna put those on. Particle lighting, I would say turn that down, but I use ultra because I don't really feel it does too much to the GPU. The ray tracing, you want to disable that because ray tracing only does a little bit of look for a lot of GPU processing power. So especially if you got like a 1080 or something, if you got a 20 series, maybe you can get away with it, but 10 series, it's going to do a lot. It's going to take a lot on your GPU. And then ambient collision, you'll just disable that because that takes up quite a bit of processing power, and really the shadow's already enough in game, and if you disable it, it actually kind of helps you performance wise being able to see people throughout the map. So that can help you out quite a bit. And then anti-aliasing. So I got a 2080 Ti, so I use SMA two times. So most people are going to be using the SMA 1 times because that's gonna actually like help you with GPU performance, help you get higher frame rates, and it's still gonna look good enough to be able to stream. So when you're streaming, it's not gonna look all blocky or nothing if you use SMA 1 times. So that'll help you out get some good quality while also being able to still stream and have the viewers enjoy the quality of the video too. Field of depth, you just want to disable that because that's going to affect the way that you're going to view. Film strength, you can turn that down. But if you also don't have the film grain on, it's not really going to do anything anyways. Weapon blur, motion blur, you're going to want to turn that off completely because that'll affect the sights of you seeing when you're moving around. world motion blur. You want to turn that off because that's, like, you can tell that's going to affect. It's going to make it blurry while you're moving around fast. So if you're moving around fast and you turn it, you're not really going to see somebody from a mid to far range. So that's going to be great to turn down. And film grain, obviously you want that on 0 because if you have that on, it's just going to affect your vision. All right, and then we'll get into the sensitivity settings. Cancel that. Discard. All right, so mouse sensitivity. A lot of pro players going between 8 and 16. I use 16 because I'm used to a higher sensitivity, but 16 is going to be really good. It's going to be really good for like your just snapping around and also being able to just like be very, very, very accurate. So you're going to want to do that. And on your mouse settings, you're going to want to go in and put it on 800 to 1200 DPI. That's going to be your range of DPI, because if you set your DPI too high, it's going to be skipping too many pixels. So then you're just going to be getting a lot of misses, because when you try to snap or even just do a smooth movement, it's going to skip over some spots. So it's going to be really hard on the farther ranges. So having 800 to 1200 DPI is perfect. 16 mouse sensitivity is perfect. Take you like a match or two to get used to, but once you do get used to it, you're going to be far more accurate. Trust me, before I was doing like 85 mouse sensitivity and like 2000 DPI, and that, yeah, you can move around fast and snap really quick, but overall you're actually going to be way worse. Those I just keep, 1.0, just balance that out. ADS, you're going to want to use legacy. And then mouse acceleration, you obviously don't want that on at all, because if you put mouse acceleration on, that can overcorrect your aim and just skip right over a person when it would have normally just aimed right on them. And mouse filtering, same thing, because that's going to take frames into consideration. So say if you have a frame drop there for a second, then that's going to cause an issue between your actual aim, and it's going to cause a lot of like issues with your just aim in general. So keep that disabled. Mouse smoothing, disable that. So you just going 100% exactly how the thing moves. So with all these settings, it's going to be exactly how it moves. It's going to be nice and smooth, and then you're not going to have any issues with any skipping or anything like that. So that's going to be that's going to be like the great settings right there. You can go in there, check those out. You try them out for a little while. It'll probably improve your game. And then I'm going to go in and show you some clips so you can see how much my game's improved ever since I put these on here. And then, yeah, we'll get right to that.
Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy at the center. Keep hitting them. We have this. Enemy at the center. HQ contested. What happened? Stand by.
Alright everybody, just let me know how you enjoyed that. If it helps you out, just leave a comment down below and support us by subscribing, liking, and sharing it. And there'll be more content coming out to you guys soon. Just let us know what kind of guides you want to see, and we'll get right to that. And just leave in the comment description down below, and then we'll see you guys next time.